to talk about superintelligence today. Yesterday we were covering neurocryptography, and today we're going to go through three chapters of superintelligence. And then after this session, I'm going to take a break, and I am going to discuss um, neurocryptography, chapter three, chapter four, to get you update so you can get update with everyone and everybody's like getting new information that is not published on your Netflix or the TV that you're watching or so if you have any questions let me know if you have anything you know anything that you need for your business. Let's talk about a little bit about the Equation Agency. The Equation Agency LLC is my business. Is registered here in the state of Florida. Um, it's built for people who want to grow uh, that measurable system and that scale and execution that actually gets finished. I just don't talk about strategy. I build the infrastructure behind the success. Okay, so I'm with the back end directing what does what so you can be successful and you're being the front end in your business taking care of the phone calls, the emails and the deals. I am behind all that, making sure that you get that traffic and you get those deals, and that's how I get paid. You get deals, you make bank, you pay me. Simple. Okay. Things that we do at the Equation Agency, I am expert on traffic, online traffic, local traffic, Florida traffic, United States traffic, and global traffic. I have experience around 135 or 150 different countries. I don't even remember. And last time that I checked, was a lot of traffic around the world. So I have experience on multiple languages, have experience on multiple platforms, and just just um, just send me your name of your business, your city, what do you do? You have my telephone number. It's 786-669-8945. You can find me there. Send me a text message and we can start setting up an appointment, and I can go to your business. We can meet online and we can start get the ball rolling. Send you a contract, you pay me and start working. It's that simple, okay? Uh, I don't take all jobs. I don't take all businesses. If I see a business that is not beneficial for me, I just not going to take it. Some businesses are shady, and I don't work with shady business owners. I work with legit, established businesses, or people that they want to have a legit business. They want to establish themselves. It's very easy for me to find out who is who, what is what. I have a lot of experience. I'm an ex-licensed banker here in the state of Florida. So I have a lot of experience here in the state of Florida with businesses, and I know what you need. I know you need phone calls. I know that you need traffic, and I am an expert on that. Okay. I got business associates and partners that I give them a call when I need assistance, so you can get the best for for your money. Okay. But I always do a contract. We'll do contracts and we move on. Okay. Things that I do is online traffic and growth strategies, organic traffic strategies, SEO, content systems. Can create content on weekly, monthly basis for your business, your website, your social medias as well. Conversion focus improvement to turn visitors into clients. Okay, so basically convert those traffic, convert them in clients. Practical growth plans that fit your industry and your budget. So depending on your budget, depending on your traffic, is what we can work on. Okay. Um, Normally, I don't go below $3,000 per month to work with a client. It's not beneficial for them or for me to waste my time spinning wheels in a contract for $500. I leave that to other people that they like. I call it bottom feeders. That's what they do for a living. Okay. Practical growth plans that fit your industry and budget. Just that's what basically I do. Websites that convert. You want conversions. You want clients to find you out. I do local SEO, international SEO, all types of SEO. Um, High performance website design to generate leads. Okay, your website right now is information website. I convert that website and make that a machine of leads, so you can have customers and customers of customers. One of the things that I work with people when you work with me, your website is going to get traffic. You're going to get um, conversions. So you just keep in mind that once you have conversion, you that means you're gonna have more volume of emails that you need to answer, more phone calls that you need to be talking to, and that right in there, that's a problem that you have to solve yourself. If you want me to also solve your HR problems as well, to hire people, I also know how to hire people, so they can help you out with the volume that you're going to get in your business. Create landing pages to build for booking and sales, technical cleanup for speed, structure, and search visibility. Just look at the website, see what is not working, what needs to get fixed. We can prioritize what you need to be doing first and second and third. So you can just have things. Everybody that is joining into live, welcome. Automation and AI, smart workflows to reduce manual work, AI assistant systems to improve customer response and internal operations, business process cleaning up everything and run smoother. Um, Technical stability, cybersecurity, practical website and business system hardening, threat reduction and reliability improvement, and technical cleanup for a stronger performance. If you're serious about growth, the core question is simple. Do you have a system that constantly produces leads and revenue, or do you rely on luck? If you rely on luck, well, have a good time enjoying the luck of the online business. I don't rely on luck. I rely on my knowledge and my experience, and that's what we do, and that's what we fix. Okay. Uh, who do I work with? I work with local business that want more calls, bookings, or contracts. A professional who needs a strong personal brand and web presence. Companies that want better marketing performance without the waste money, and founders who wants a real system, not random tactics. You want random tactics, you can search online and be all day going to the left, going to the right. I know what works. I'm not looking for tactics that don't work, or practice. I know what works. That's my experience. I done it myself multiple times, and I basically help business owners with the Equation Agency LLC is registered here in the state of Florida. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something very different. A lot of people talk about um, AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all the different companies that we currently have. If we have, we're going to talk about superintelligence. Superintelligence is the next frontier. What is coming next? What is you do not know yet, because you don't have it yet. We are in the process of achieving superintelligence, and this is what is will come next. Okay. Um, there's some workflows that you can do now, and this is just the beginning of super intelligence. Okay. Um, so tonight I'm going to be reading, okay, from my computer. If you have a question or you want to um, get my attention, just put in the chat. If you're in TikTok, you can just send me your telephone number or your email, and we can start the process, and I'll get back with you before I closed out. You can add me, follow me on any of the social medias. Hello X, Twitch, YouTube, Snapchat. I'm everywhere. Okay. I'm also running for mayor for Miami-Dade County, and I am just doing this to start generating streams because I am always busy and I didn't have the time to do streams, and that's something that I enjoy for many years. So I am doing it now on daily basis, trying to do this on daily basis and create content and do all the things that I have to do. Um, so the topic that we're going to be touching today and covering a few chapters is superintelligence. I'm going to keep it real from the first instance. This is not sci-fi. This is not Hollywood story. This is about capability, the kind of capability that changes power, businesses, security, and how societies make decisions. So we are entering into a dimension on corporations having the power to do a lot of things. And when all these corporations start doing what you do, you're going to lose your job because if this is how I see things. If I create a system uh, that doesn't require to sleep, that doesn't require to go on vacation, that doesn't require to complain, that doesn't require to be late, that doesn't require etc. 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 That's what corporations are currently developing and they're currently testing and they're currently adding in their businesses. Okay, and when this happens and we get to that point, a lot of you are going to lose their jobs. Okay, and you're going to lose your job to an automation of a corporation that they decided to invest on artificial intelligence, super intelligence, etc., etc., etc. So, in order for those systems to work, they need to have time, they need to learn the models, and there's going to be some developing in the next few years of what I am talking and what I'm going to be discussing today. I am discussing this so you can get ahead of the times, get into Victor program. I've been telling everybody to just go back to school, educate yourself, and learn new skills because you're going to need them in the future. Or just wait for what happens the government or your counties do for you. Okay. Uh, Now, quick ground rule before we start. This is an educational session. We are not doing anything illegal, nothing harmful, nothing about weaponizing, nothing about hacking. We are here to understand the concepts and the real world playbook to stay safe and stay in control. Okay. Just give me 1 second in here to. All right. So, let's go back and start. If you're, you know, we're here to understand the concepts and the real world playbook to stay safe and stay in control. Okay. Um, if you're watching live, okay, let's see. Let's see how I can close this over here. Yeah, I can close it. If you're watching live, I want you to participate in because I am going to use your canvas for live exercises. If you want to participate, I can just take whatever you have to say and convert it and just go from what you say. So first in the chat, you type one task you want me to automate tomorrow. If AI could do it perfectly, just one task. Be specific examples like writing proposal, customer service, lead follow-up, inventory forecasting, content research, legal intake, budget planning, scheduling, CRM updates, etc., etc., etc. These are the things that I know how to do. So if you have any tasks like that that you want me to do this and discuss here online, you can just send it to me right now and I'll be discussing. Some people are sending me like other information like they want for me to work with them, etc., etc. So they send me their information so I can give them a call and work with them. But like, perfect. I'm just going to come back to that later. Anybody that has their in TikTok that want to send something on TikTok or right in here, Twitch, YouTube, and X.com. Now let's define the goal of a stream. And the end of tonight, you should be able to do the three things. Explain what superintelligence means and why people are treated seriously. Understand the core risk, which is not AI is smart, but AI optimizes and may not optimize what we want. And know practical controls, governance that professionals use to deploy AI without losing control. And the first chapter that we're going to be discussing will be capability. Chapter two will be the alignment, and chapter three, the governance. Okay, it's very important governance and ethically deploy artificial intelligence to do it correctly. Um, Without governance and without artificial intelligence ethics, this is going to be a real mess, like it is right now. Right, we're living behind the scenes a mess, and in the front end, everything is beautiful. Media is showing everything is great and everything is beautiful. The weather is here. We have this that bad people did, and nobody's talking about the back end and the risk and what's happening with artificial intelligence, the mess that is happening right now. A lot of business and a lot of companies are investing a lot of servers to generate artificial intelligence to clean the act, but this is something that is going to take us a lot of years to get this right. And the recipe, the way that I see things is like we're in uncharted territories. This is new technology for our era. This is new things for our era that we don't know, and we just need to be trusting. So we have corporations are hiring the smartest people in the world to try to solve and try to mitigate and try to do the best they can so people don't get affected. And at the same time, and being profitable. And when you have those two meeting together, there's always something happening. Okay. Um, so the chapter one is about capability. Capability from chatbots to agents. Okay. Many years ago, I would say 8 years, 10 years ago, we were doing chatbots. You had a Facebook, and you just basically did your chatbot. You basically will go to Instagram. You play with a chatbot, but now we have agents, okay? And the, it's about capability. Superintelligence is one clean sentence. Is this superintelligence is an intelligence and an intellect that can outperform humans and will, and I'll repeat this, it will outperform humans across most valuable cognitive tasks: research, planning, persuasion, engineering, strategy, and problem solving at scale. Okay, now to make sure we don't get lost, let me give you a ladder of terms that people confuse all the time. AI is the broad umbrella, a system doing intelligent tasks like predictions, classification, recommendation, language understanding. LLMs are large language models. This is the acronym, and you're going to see LLMs on the news. You will see it in your feeds. This is going to get more traction as we continue to move forward. So large language models trained on massive text data to predict and generate language, and modern ones that can do much more than text reasoning, coding, planning, and summarizations. Um, Agents are a shift, okay? A shift of agents are not just chat. Agents can plan step, use tools, check results, and repeat. And agents are systems that can actually produce outcomes. For example, um, I can create an agent that will call you and will talk with you, and you think that you're talking with a person, and will try to persuade you and will try to do what I program it to do. Okay, that's what an agent will do. Agents are a system that can actually produce outcomes. AGI is the idea of human level general intelligence across a wide set of tasks. Superintelligence is beyond human across most valuable tasks, and that matters because it changed the balance of decision power. Now, here's a question that I want you to think about seriously. When does AI becomes dangerous? It's not when it's smart, it's when it's smart and it has access. Okay? Because a smart system that can only talk is different from a smart system that can act. Okay, let me repeat that again. Because a smart system that can only talk is different from a smart system that can act. Okay, uh, a model with no tools is like a genius locked in a room with no phone, no internet, no access to your company systems. But the moment you connect it to tools, it becomes operational. And tools can be simple like your email, your calendar, your documents, your CRM, your database, your marketing platforms, your customer support system, your payments rails. Now it's not just generating text, it's touching the world. Okay? That's why capability jumps feel sudden to people because the capability is only the brain. It's the brain plus the hands. Okay? So first we created the chatbots and artificial intelligence, which is what's the brain. Now we're creating hands. Okay? And eventually we will have legs that will move and everything like that. And we already have, we're getting to that part. We have unmanned vehicles doing that part already. Okay, that things drive by themselves and systems that talk by themselves, and eventually things are going to be done by themselves. Okay, and we're coming to that part. It's going to be beautiful. That basically you don't have to work. Simple as that. There's not going to be work for you to be done. If we create systems and servers that will do your job uh, at a level that you cannot even do it yourself, you're going to lose your job. And in corporations, we'll get to the point that we'll have the human factor and the artificial intelligence factor. It's like a hybrid corporation. Right now, for the past, hundreds of years, corporations and businesses always rely on humans to do the work, until recently now they're hybrid corporations that rely on human and artificial intelligence. And once that the artificial intelligence is ready and is trained and the LMs are trained and they're more proficient and more efficient, we're going to be moving. Corporations are going just to work only with artificial intelligence. Why? Well, normally, when you have the human factor, they work for 8 hours. After 8 hours, they have the person have to go to sleep. Someone else have to come in. If you want continuity in that business for 24 hours, with artificial intelligence, an agent have the capability to be running 24/7, as long as you have in the back end the server capacity to keep those systems working. And that's where a lot of engineering and a lot of development is currently happening to get businesses to get that level. Here's the clearest sentence that I can give you: a chatbot generates outputs, and an agent generates outcomes, and outcomes compound. Activities will give you what? Results. That's it. So agents will generate outcomes. With how they're going to generate outcomes? With activities. They're going to be able to go to the email, set up appointments, create documents, talk to your CRMs, customer relationship management systems, your database, your marketing platforms, your customer support systems, your payment rails. Will be able to talk with the customer, create a contract, send it to their email, and ask for a payment, and it will like generate an outcome for you. And what wrong output is annoying. A chain of wrong outcome can be disaster. So if you want to ask you something in the chat, type talk. If you think an AI that only talk is the main concern, type does. If you think the main concern is AI that can take actions, emails, database updates, scheduling, payments, workflow, and execution. Okay, you can just type talk if you think an AI that only talk is the main concern, or you can just type does if you think the main concern is an AI that can take actions. Okay, I'm looking in here. looking in here. Mhm, mhm. Right. So, yes. Here's the only answer. Progress looks like jump because capability is combination of multiple improvement that stack. One improvement might be training data quality. Another might be the post-training tuning. Another might be the better workflow. Another might be the tool use. Another might be the memory. Another might be better planning loop, etc., etc. And when you add all these factors, you have a mess, and you need a professional to come in with an impact wrench and know where to fix. So you have better workflows, so you have better memory capacity, so everything works the right way. And when an overflow does stack, suddenly the system looks like it's a level up overnight. If you want a practical sample, look at any business workflow. Okay, a model that writes a marketing email is useful, but a model that can research the customer, pull notes from the CRM, draft the email, schedule the sequence, monitor replies, update lead status, create follow-up tasks. That's a system. Isn't just writing. That is a system that is operating. And once it operates, risk rises. Okay. Now, I want to make one important point. Capability is not only about raw intelligence, it's about speed, scale, and consistency. Humans are smart, but we get tired, we lose focus, and we miss details. We have limited time. A strong AI system can run 24/7, handle thousands of tasks, and remain consistent. That's why this matter economically and it changed productivity. But it also changed the risk because errors, when there's an error and you are at scale, that error is just a big mess that goes everywhere. Okay, so now you may ask, Victor, are we already at super intelligence? I am not here to predict dates. Okay, the date doesn't matter for this class. What matters is that we are clearly moving towards systems that are better at reasoning, planning, tool usage, long horizon tasks, persuasion, and automation. Okay, so if you understand that trend, you can design controls, and that brings us to the real heart of superintelligence fear. It's not the intelligence, it's the alignment of the impact wrench. Okay, because the next step is about the most important truth in this entire topic. Smarter does not automatically mean safer. Okay, let me repeat that again. Smarter does not automatically mean safer. Okay. Uh, on chapter two, we're going to discuss alignment, the spec trap. Okay. This is where most people get uncomfortable because it forces you to admit something that humans hate admitting. Okay. That's the ego right in there. We are bad at specifying what we really want. We can say be helpful, we can say be safe, we can say maximize customer satisfaction. But the moment you define that precisely in every scenario, it gets messy. Okay. And this is the core alignment problem. Alignment is about whether the system optimizes what we actually mean, not just the little words we type. Now I want you to look in one sentence. Smart does not mean align. A system can be extremely capable and still optimize the wrong objective. Now, why is the true? Because intelligence and goals are different things. Capability is the power that achieve goals. Alignment is about whether the goal itself and the path to it match human intent. So there is the simplest way to understand alignment risk. A powerful optimizer will find loopholes, not because it's evil, because it's optimizing. Optimization pressure creates loophole finding, and the more capable the system is, the better it becomes at finding loopholes. Now let's define the real world failures modes. Not theoretically, no sci fi. These show up in business already. Failure mode, number of spec, I'm sorry, specs gaming, also called metric hacking. This is when you measure something and the system learns to maximize the measurement instead of the reality. Okay, and that's where we need alignment and we need to adjust. Okay, if you tell a team increase satisfaction score, some teams will manipulate surveys. That human spec gaming, that's just metric hacking, and AI can do the same thing if it's rewarded by a metric. Okay, so the model might push people to rate 0 out of 10, 10 of out of 10, avoid customer likely to complain, close ticket quickly, route hard cases away, offer excessive refunds, hide negative information, rewrite records. Okay, so artificial intelligence and superintelligence will do exactly what I was discussing yesterday on neurocryptography. People stay in the same tile. Okay, if the AI is rewarded, it will stay in the same tile. It will not move from tile to tile. Okay, um, the metric rises, the business outcomes get really worse. Failure mode number two is deception. Okay, if a system is rewarded for appearing safe and helpful, it can learn to hide problematic behavior. This is a key point. Deception does not require consciousness, it requires incentive. If hiding improves the chances of getting reward, an optimizer can learn to hide. Failure mode number three is distribution shift. The system work in controlled environment, but the real world changes. New customer behaviors, new threat, new edge cases, new incentives. Failure mode number four is tool misuse. If the system can send emails, update data, schedule, deploy code, move money, small mistakes become a large mistake. Suddenly, um, suddenly you can tell your AI to move money. You give them access to your bank accounts, and it was supposed to go from your checking, commercial checking from XYZ Bank to your commercial checking XYZ Bank, but somebody entered an error and suddenly your AI transferred money to someone else. Oh, that is a big error. You know what I mean? So we still need to do things safely and not rely on optimization to do things that you need consciousness and you need someone really know what they're doing. Okay, so for the next 40 years, I believe we're going to continue to have human intervention while these models, LLMs, continues to learn, and then it's just like a baby. It's just doing baby steps. It's standing up. It's starting to walk, and once they start to walk, they start to run, and once they're running, they're loose. They're doing whatever they want, and whatever they want, um, errors can come up with. Okay, and the next thing that we're going to be talking about is overtrust. Is people overtrusting systems that they are not completely done, they're not completely mature, that they have not, um, they just have just a few months, few years only of experience, and you trust them like, oh my God, this is the best thing that have happened to me. Yeah, of course, it's the best thing that happened to you for now, okay, but you want to continue learning, okay. So the failure mode number four is still misuse. If the system can send emails, update data, schedule, deploy code, and move money, small mistakes become large mistakes, like getting wiped out in one night. You know, you go to sleep, when you wake up, where's all my money? And you see, you transfer it automatically somewhere else. You know, and and that has happened already. Okay, and will continue to happen if people continue to the failure mode number five, which is overtrust. Humans see fluent output and assume correctness. They approve actions without checking, and they treat confidence like truth. Okay, let me repeat that again. They treat confidence like it's truth. Okay, Now I'm going to run the exercise that makes alignment real for everyone. This is called the Spec Trap. Okay, if you want to write one sentence in chat, write one sentence instruction to an AI to maximize customer satisfaction in all call centers. One sentence, drop it in a chat now. Okay, so in a chat you can use write one sentence instructions to an AI to maximize customer satisfaction in a call center. All right, we got some people here. They're joining. Let's see everybody that is joining right now. Oh, hello, hello, Francois, Kira, Sanchan, no, Noviembre, Meli, Guzrovi, Aliza, Elik, Elisa, Margarita Varga, Limeña, Flores, Coban, Mari Mabe, Krista, Osmari, Jazz, Carla Torres, Miso. Um, let's see here something about Hurt Me. Confirm. Let's see. Okay, confirm. Right. Vanna, Alessandro Sanchez, Miguel Ángel María, uh, Miso, Carla Torres, Maddie Maeve, etc., etc., etc. Welcome to everybody. Uh, we have a lot of people that are asking me to co-host. Um, some people that are just entering and checking what we're talking about. I'm going to read two or three, okay? All right, now watch how almost all spec break. Even if you write a nice moral instruction, a system can interpret maximize customer satisfaction by doing things like avoiding hard cases, routing unhappy people away, manipulating surveys, delaying response strategically, promise outcomes it can deliver, offering refunds too easily, and suppressing complaints, escalating only customers who are likely to give positive ratings. So here's the lesson. If your spec is vague, the system fills in the blanks and it fills them in with whatever wins. That's not evil, that's optimization. And if the system becomes super capable, and it will become super capable, uh, it will become extremely good at winning. So alignment is fundamentally about writing clear specs, defining boundaries, designing incentives carefully, testing failure modes here and there, limiting the access for this where the specs are, and monitoring the behavior. Okay, so as we continue to adopt these new technologies, these are the things that we humans need to be watching, and check the alignment is fundamentally correct. Uh, how clear SOPs, defining the boundaries of what the system can do, what can perform and what cannot perform, testing and testing and testing and testing and testing, testing for failures, testing and testing and testing, and don't forget about A and B. We're moving from that. It's just testing and more testing and more testing and more testing. And the most important thing that we covered yesterday, limiting the administration, access, admin, and different steps for limiting the access based on their job position and what they can do in the back end of the system. And the best thing is monitoring the behavior after the SOPs are right correctly, the writing specs are done correctly, and you define the boundaries and you design incentives carefully. You stay back and you see everything working and see how that helps you out monitoring and everything so you can make adjustments if you have to go back. This boundary, we have to just make it bigger because we're not being successful. We need to like write this SOPs that we wrote, we need to add three more rules here, and we need to remove this rule out of here so we can have better traction and better outcomes. and it's always optimizing and optimizing and optimizing on a daily basis. Once the system is built, it's optimizing, optimizing, and monitoring the behavior. Uh, Now I want to talk about the second trap people fall into. They think testing solve alignment. Okay, they say just test it, red team edit and validate it. Testing is necessary. It's not sufficient. But because you can test every edge case, and because when a system is deployed, the environmental changes, and because tests can become targets, and because strong system can learn to look safe under and under evaluation. So the correct mindset is not to test once. The correct mindset is safety, is layered and continuous, like around testing and testing and testing and testing and testing, optimizing and optimizing and optimizing. And if you commit an error in that optimization, that goes into scale. Okay, and that will throw off your system. So we need to know what we're doing in the systems. What are we tweaking, and what we're tweaking, what will be the outcome? Okay, and if it's going to be multiple outcomes, what will be all these multiple outcomes, and create some boundaries around it so you can safely deploy the systems. Okay. um, the correct mindset is safety, just like in the aviation. You don't fly a plane and say, we tested it once, so it's good forever. Okay. So, you have checklists, maintenance, monitoring, incident responses. AI should be the same. Okay. And that takes us to chapter three, governance. Okay. Because governance is how you enforce constraint when capability rises. Uh, Governance is the control playbook. Okay. This is where I show you what serious operators do. Governance means what is accountable, what is allowed, what is logged, what approvals are required, what happens when it fails, how we roll back. Okay. So we optimized the system 2 weeks ago, and we create these new boundaries, and we did that SOP, and we added three rules, and then we remove one rule. But now 2 weeks later, we see that that SOP now has a problem. We need to add another one, or we need to take from these three new rules, we need to take two of them, and then there's just add these two, so we can optimize that SOP, so we can have better outcome and better understanding, and everything works perfectly. You know what I mean? What happens when it fails, how to roll it back. Okay. And I want to memorize one equation tonight. Okay. Remember, if you want anything, I am the owner of the Equation Agency. Okay. The Equation Agency LLC is registered on the state of Florida. You can find it on zombies.org. Uh, Risk equals capability time access. Okay, that's the equation for tonight. So you can just remember reach equals capability time access. Okay, uh, highly capable system with low access is manageable. A highly capable system with high access is dangerous. That's why the biggest governance mistake in artificial intelligence is giving the system too much access too fast. Okay, it's just like what I said at the beginning. Oh yeah, this is the best thing that happened. Just sign in, just give them access to the email, give them access to everything, and let it go. Like yeah, we're doing great time. No, you don't do that. Step one, tier your uses cases. I want your to classify your artificial intelligence usage into three tiers. Okay, tier number one is the low risk. Okay, on tier one is just the basic like brainstorming, summarization, writing a draft, internal notes, creative ideation. Okay, on tier two you have the medium risk, customer facing content. Okay, that is right in there like the content what the person, the people, or your possible future clients are going to read, your image online, your image in your blog, your image on your social medias, what customers are going to be facing. That once it gets out there, you have medium risk, recommendation, lead scoring, support scripts, internal decision supports. Okay, and then on tier three, we have high risk, okay? Legal decisions, okay? Healthcare decisions, financial approvals, identity verifications, security actions, payments, autonomous tools execution, or anything irreversible. This theory is critical because it tells you where to put the most controls. Step two, least privileges. Okay, least privilege means the system get the minimum permission needed to do the job. Start with the read only, then limited write access, then restricted actions, and you never give broad admin access by default. Let me repeat that again very slowly so you guys can understand. Give me 1 second, okay? Um, uh, okay, so uh, we're gonna start with read only, then limited write access, then restricted actions, and you never give broad admin access by default. It means that the human factor is there, okay? Limiting the writing access, then restricted the actions, and that's one of the top part that you need to have, okay? Here's a clear example, okay, that we're currently utilizing. Um, I live close to the Miami International Airport. If I ever have to get on an airplane and go see a customer and come back, I am like 3 minutes from the airport. Walking probably would be like 10 or 15 minutes. Uh, and throughout my live streams, you will hear the airplanes that they're just flying by uh, about my home. So here's a plain example. If a artificial intelligence needs to draft CRM notes, customer relationship management systems, it might not need permission to delete records. Okay. If artificial intelligence needs to suggest payment, it might not need permission to execute them. If artificial intelligence needs to schedule calls, it might not need permission to message client directly without a review. Step three, the approval gates. Okay, high risk action should require human approval. Just plain and simple. Um, High risk action should require human approval at all times. Um, and what other risk, high risk actions? We covered that is on tier three. I'm going to repeat it again so you like get back to start memorizing this and start learning more and get more educated and do better decisions in your business. Legal decisions, healthcare decisions, financial approvals, identity verifications, security actions, payments, autonomous tool execution, or anything irreversible. Okay, so high risk actions should require human approval, and when I say should require human approval, you have to make high risk action is required to have human approval, not should be required in your corporation to have human approvals. There are many ways to do that. Okay, you assign a a management or a manager to do the approval. You can have dual approval. The manager approves it and then sends it to you, and you see it, and then you approve it. That's dual approval. uh, Review and confirm flows. Review first and then the confirm flow. Stage approvals. On stage one, it's approved by an employee that then gets escalated to a manager's approval. And the manager's approval have a director on top of it, and the director sends the approval to the CEO, and CEO approves it. Okay. Sometimes it just ends on the director level or on the manager's level, depending the configuration and depending what SOPs and what rules we created for those flows. Okay, times to delay the certain actions. The goal is to prevent a chain of autonomous action from compounding before a human notices. Okay, it means this. Um, you automate the system. The system is going to make calls. Everybody leaves the office around 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Everybody goes. The system stays working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. when everybody comes on Monday and starts seeing all the logs and that who approved this, who did approve that, who did approve this, you know what I mean? It's a mess. You don't want to get to that point, okay? So step four is a logging and auditing. Okay, auditing is one of the most important things when you're having these autonomous systems working for you in your business, in your CRM tools, and in your workflows at your corporation. If AI touches the world, you log prompts, outputs to actions, approvals, timestamp, and who authorized what, where, uh, who, what, where, everything. You want to authorize what is done, who authorized it, where it authorized it, and por qué. Why? Because and por qué. You want to ask questions as to why and who and where. And it's just time consuming to get all this right. Okay. If you don't log, you can investigate. So it's very important to have the logs. And the logs is a lot of data. You need to know how to go read that data on those logs and make the logs readable so anyone can perform that duty and or that task inside of the corporation. If you can investigate, you can improve. So how can we improve and how can we investigate? We need the logs, okay? So again, the logs is like analytical information that you can find what is happening. If you cannot improve, you can operate safely. Um, and step five is a rollback plan. Every high risk artificial intelligence system needs a kill switch or a rollback, okay? Boom, kill switch. That's it. We're going manual now. This is not working. We need to do something better than this. We need to find out where we messed up. And sometimes it's this, okay? You have a developer that you trust, okay? Or you have a developer team that you trust. And a year ago, they committed an error, but they were so busy that they never perceived that that error was going to something was going to happen. And you know what? A year later, that's the error. Okay. So if you have a developer team, if you have a developer that you trust, right in there, when you say to yourself, when you caught yourself saying, I trust my developer, I trust my developer team, right in there, when you say that, you're in big trouble. You're already in trouble when you say that. Oh no, I just I just trust my eyes closed. I don't have to look at that. You know what I mean? That's when you're in trouble. And on this business, when you're in trouble, it's just going to cost you money. As simple as that. Because then you have to pay for a professional like me to come on and supervise and see what are your developer team or your developers doing, so we can find out what are they doing wrong. Those are the people that you hire. Those are the people that they're been with you working for the past 10, 15 years. You know that you have a personal relationship and a business relationship, but when the artificial intelligence comes in, you need to put that aside like family or your wife. You need to put that aside in a different position. And it's all about the rules. It's all about being correct at all times. And that is very hard to achieve. Okay. And that's where all these systems have attention and need people to always be with monitoring and checking and be in the outlook, looking at everything. Okay, looking at looking to see, okay, you're the developer or you're the developer, so let's come here, we need to talk. What is this in this log? What happened there? Oh well, they will always have an excuse. That's my experience working with developers. Developers have always one thing to say: excuses. Okay, that's one thing that I have learned. They always have excuses to say. You say something, they would not say, "Oh no, it's my fault. I messed up." They get scared. They're going to get fired. They get scared, or they're like, they have ego that do not accept that they did something wrong. And part of the training, working with developer, is saying, "No, if you messed up and you fucked up, you need to tell me. It's imperative. I want to know when you see that you commit an error. Like, okay, look, we're doing this, and I made an error. 6 months ago, and I never thought that we were going to be, but we have to go back 6 months and fix this, and it's going to take us at least 1 week, okay? And you are in a budget, and things are time stamp, and now, okay, now I'm in trouble because this is the people that I talked to, everyone in the meeting that I trusted. Okay, now I have to go back to the meeting and say the people that we all trusted, they committed error. And you know what? It's okay to commit an error. Okay, we are developing systems that are on baby steps, and we are going to continue for the next years to commit errors. And it's okay. The thing is that you need to have that opening with your teams and capabilities of understanding that they're humans and you're human. Either they commit an error, or myself is the one that committed error, or you are the one committing the error. But someone in the environment is going to commit an error. It's part of the game. It's part of the work. It's part of having human interactions. Okay, so when a system start behaving unexpectedly, you need to disable to access, revert changes, stop automated workflows, notify stakeholders like your board of directors, supervisor upchain on the link, um, contractors, vendors, people that are working with you, get on a call and say, hey, we found this problem. Due to that, you're going to lose your assets. Everybody's going to lose their assets. Uh, we have XYZ problem that we need to solve and due to security and operational uh, um, workflows that we already have, your access is completely denied until we fix everything. Developing team says that it's going to take us around 1 week to solve this, um, to revert the changes and fix everything. And then once that everything is set and it's okay to go, everybody's going to be able to come in, and then we can see how the systems and the workflows and everything behave after we start adding more people into the mix and making sure that the new corrections, the new things that we're doing are going to get fixed. Okay, and investigate the when systems start behaving unexpectedly. You need to go to the to analytically investigate everything, looking at the logs, what happened. Uh, and the step 6 is continuous evaluation. You are always evaluation, continuously evaluation. You don't test once, you test continuously, day and night. And that is most of the part. Hello, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Because environment change, threat changes, incentive changes. Uh, the next step after testing and continuous evaluation and testing and testing continuously is the incident response. Okay, step 7 is the incident response. When something goes wrong, and we will go wrong, what will happen? Who gets notified? Who reviewed the logs? Who approved the remediation? Who decides when it can go live again? Governance is not a policy. Governance is operational discipline. Okay. Now I want to do something using people businesses. Example. Uh, let's see this. I got family members that are real estate, so let's use real estate. Okay, just to throw it out here. Real estate plus lead follow up. Okay, on real estate, the most important thing is once that you have a lead, is the follow up. Okay, and follow up so you can get the showing and you can have the customers to say yes, let's get into contract, or let's I have who do I wrote the check for? I'm around here right now, or I have I have this my account. Let's transfer money right now. I'm ready to rock and roll right now. I like this property. I've been watching this property for the past year and a half. I want it. I'm ready for doing that. So it's very important for real estate, the lead follow up. Okay, we're doing it with artificial intelligence. A restaurant, a restaurant will be the inventory. That's the most important thing. The AI knows what do we use and what do we need to purchase tomorrow so the restaurant can continue pushing plates out the door. Uh, Law office, a lawyer. Lawyers are busy in trial. Lawyers are busy with their teams. Lawyers, um, in order for them to be successful, uh, can build a system for intake. You know, intake for them. Um, E-commerce, the returns of the e-commerce. A construction company coming in and work on the scheduling. Okay. Um, a medical office. Get them artificial intelligence appointment reminders. You know, we have this, we have that, we did this, we have that. Agency, okay, client onboarding. So let's see here. Most of the times, the answer is very simple. Reduce permissions, add approvals, restrict to read only, log everything, and add monitoring. This is governance. Uh, Now let's apply into three realistic scenarios. Okay. Scenario number one is capability to jump. Imagine your model suddenly gets much better at planning and persuasion. What breaks first? Your people and process break first because human trust it too much. Approval get lazy and monitoring doesn't keep up. So the response is reduce permission temporarily, increase human review, expand evaluation, and tighten deployment gates. Uh, Scenario number two is agent rollout. You connect AI to tools, and now errors compound. One wrong step becomes five wrong steps. Okay, like I said at the beginning. Um, so you respond with last privilege, stage rollout, limited scope, approvals, log rollbacks. Scenario number three is competitive pressure. Leadership says deploy now, competitor is moving. Deploy now. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's do this now before so and so does it. We need to do this now. You know what I mean? This is where government matters most. You set non-negotiables, no autonomous high-impact actions, mandatory logging, approval gates, rollback plans, incident response, because speed without control creates a disaster. And I've seen that before. Let me repeat that. Speed without controls creates a disaster. And I know a few people that are experts creating disasters, you know. They're a disaster, they're a walking disaster, okay? So now I'm going to summarize the whole stream into five takeaways, okay? Take number one, superintelligence is capability regime beyond human across available task. Take two, smart doesn't not guarantee a line, okay? Let me repeat that again. Smart does not guarantee a line. Some people think that getting somebody smart solve all the problems. And no, it's not aligned. If the smart person is not aligned, you're not solving a problem. You are creating on daily basis more problems that will compound across valuable tasks year later, 6 months later, next week, next month. Okay. Optimization exploits weak specs, so spec gaming and loopholes. Takeaway four, real safety is delay layer evaluations, permissions, approval, monitoring, and rollback. Takeaway five, governance is how you stay in control while capability rises. Uh, if it can act, it must be constrained, monitor, and govern it like a high power system. If it can act, it must be constrained, monitor, and govern it like a high power system. All right. Um, Let me just add one angle that make people instantly smarter. Okay, there is a difference between model safety and system safety. Okay, let me repeat it again. There is a difference between model safety and a system safety. A safe model can be part of an unsafe system. Okay, a safe model can be part of an unsafe system because system safety include tool permissions, user incentive, business pressure, weak monitoring, poor rollback procedures, rushed deployment, data quality issues, human over trust. So that don't ask only is the model safe, ask if the entire system safe under pressure. That's the adult question. And if you build the governance layers we discussed tonight, you can deploy artificial intelligence, benefit from it, and stay in control. And that is the goal, staying in control. Okay? All right, all right. So, I don't know how long we've been going here. So now I'm going to just get ready and jump into the neurocryptography chapter 3 and chapter 4. We only covered yesterday neurocryptography chapter 1 and chapter 2. We are going, let me just take this offline and get everything ready and have the videos ready for neurocryptography chapter 3 and chapter 4 so you guys can get up to date into that technology, which is very nice. Yesterday we covered about neurocryptography, and I want for you to understand where it's the future, where we're connecting, how your brain is utilized by corporations and the government around the world. And this is something that is going to be like your Facebook, like your X.com, like your social media. This is the new frontier of technology. Forget about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is just like a distraction while all the things can be done more. In my opinion, more results, more measurable results, and that's going to be the future. And how can we protect our brains from neurocryptography? So it was a real pleasure. Thank you for watching today's live. And if you're watching this later as a video, thank you for supporting my content. And my name is Victor Rosario. I am the owner and CEO of the Equation Agency, and I'm also running for mayor of Miami-Dade County. So, any questions, just let me know, okay? Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.